It was a very interesting experience, and someday when I know you all better, I'll tell you about some of the things that happened while we were flying over the Amazon. In fact, it was probably right up there with one of Henry's escapades. It was harrowing. But in any event, 2004 came along, and acai, the first superfood that really had the potential to become a platform for a whole new way of thinking about nutrition, emerged. In 2005, my good friend, Dr. Alex Schauss, who I'd known since the 1970s, and who also had been investigating acai since 1995, became involved with MonaVie, and those bottles, which I'm told are awful to look at, and nobody is to like them, were the initial products. They have nothing to do with any product today, but those were the initial labels for MonaVie. And Dr. Schauss became the scientific voice of MonaVie. And under his guidance, all of the early work to establish the safety of acai, to establish the basic parameters of acai's functionality was done to really determine just exactly what there was about this unique food that delivered benefits beyond just antioxidants. Today, and you'll hear from Dr. Schauss and Dr. Kris-Etherton, Dr. Talcott and Dr. Wong about some of the extraordinary benefits that are being identified in this berry and some of the extraordinary synergies that we are beginning to see in these products as they are formulated. We know, for example, that there are certain characteristics about MonaVie Active that when you take the juice as a complex of all those juices and those active ingredients, deliver benefits that go beyond what just acai can deliver by itself. It's a really interesting dynamic because acai is probably one of the most uniquely beneficial foods that exists on the face of the earth. And it should be, because if you think about it, just a little sidebar, it's a secret. Foods do not exist for the benefit of humanity. So a carrot doesn't wake up in the morning and say, I think I will grow to benefit mankind. And those berries down there in Brazil don't grow on the trees to benefit us either. They grow so that they can protect the seeds that will make more of those acai palms. And they grow in an extremely harsh environment. So they are genetically created to be able to do just that. So 2005 comes, we'll get back on track here. Dr. Schauss comes along, and MonaVie comes into an existence with the most unique combination of superfruit products that has ever been put into the marketplace. Now remember, the basic guideline for all Americans, and by the way, Dr. Kris-Etherton served on the National Committee for the review of the dietary guidelines. So when you hear her talk later, you'll be speaking to somebody who actually helps to set national policy on nutrition. But their most basic guideline was eat a variety of foods. And the reason that you do that is to get a wide variety of nutritional components. Most Americans eat about 18 foods, and maybe you get a couple of hundred different nutritional components. If your diet is really typical, it's probably less than that, because the more you process the food, the more of these phytonutrients, these plant-based nutrients, disappear as you do that. If you were to count the number, and Dr. Talcott, who is a world authority on food science, will speak to this, if you were to count up all of the nutritional components of MonaVie's, any of these products, it would be in the thousands. In the thousands. Now that tells you that there are components to these foods that are unparalleled, and when they're put together the way that they are, and when they're studied the way that you'll hear about, you will be even more confident in knowing that there is something truly exceptional. So 2005 becomes 2008. Around the introduction of MonaVie Pulse, the decision is made to expand the science advisory team and create a one-of-a-kind, world-quality science advisory board. So Dr. Schauss, as the pioneer of that group, remains and continues as a leader of that group. Dr. Nathan Wong, who is a world authority on preventive cardiology, Dr. Penny Kris-Etherton, who is the world authority on cardiovascular nutrition and a member of the government's committees that advise on how we should eat, and also Dr. Stephen Talcott, who's done much of the early work in characterizing acai and continues to do much of the work in characterizing and understanding the composition and nutritional benefits of all of these other unique superfruits that are in your products, is the fourth member. So here we are in 2010 with the most unique, look at that, the most unique and most beneficial collection of nutritional products, be they juice, bars, cookies, cereals, or anything else that's been put on the market. And I can say this because I've put probably 1,000 products of those varieties on the market. There have never been products with greater potential to do good than this collection of products of MonaVie. So you should give yourself applause. You've made a really, really wonderful decision. Because if there's 3,000 of you here and each of you impact 1,000 people, and if each of those people impact 1,000 people, by the theory of degrees of separation, it's not going to be very long before the entire world knows about MonaVie and the extraordinary products that you have. And I can promise you this, the products that you have now are unparalleled, but they are not finished. The MonaVie products are always going to be an unfinished palette, always open to improvement when science, hopefully science that we develop, and most likely will be science that we develop, pushes frontiers of nutrition forward in a way that allows these products to be made even better. And not only will the products be better, but our understanding of what they do and how they do it will also continue to grow. And you will learn in the years to come, I promise you, that the benefits that you know about today are only the tip of the iceberg to the benefits that you will enjoy from these products in the future. It is my great pleasure to have this opportunity. It truly is the culmination of 30 years in the industry and the place where I feel like I can do the very most good from what I know. And I congratulate all of you for coming here. Thank you.